Hi everyone, I'm Holly. Yeah, I just figured I'd try my hand at vlogging for a bit because apparently I've got absolutely nothing better to do with my life and there aren't any huge career prospects for like self-involved individuals with too much time on their hands. So yeah, hey. Yeah, just to give you the rundown on my life at the moment. I'm currently in uni. I've just started. I'm a fresher and I'm going to the University of Kent in Canterbury in England. Yeah, you could probably already tell that from like the horrifically messy room behind me. But like, yeah. So yeah. A couple of things have happened this week which are kind of weird or entertaining, I guess. Like, the first time was when I was outside the student bar, and basically, I was with my friends, and this girl came up to us, and she started talking to us, and they were just like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" So I was just like, "Oh, cool, they know her, it's all good." And then she turned to me and she was like, "Oh my god, I love your hair." And she just stands there and starts stroking my hair. And I'm like, okay, bit strange, but you know, like they all know her. It's all good. And then she's like, "I've had a whole bottle of vodka." And I was like, nope, cannot tell. Really can't tell in the slightest. Like, she was bouncing off the walls and like, yeah, staggering about, and it was quite a laugh. But yeah, like, after she left, I turned to my friends and I was like, "So, who's she? How do you know her?" And they were just like, "I don't know her. I thought you knew her." And I was like, "No, I do not know her in the slightest." And she had just been stood there stroking my hair for about half an hour and telling me how brave I was to dye my hair pink. I don't know. Personally, I don't see dyeing your hair as something brave, exactly. Like, I mean, it's a fashion choice at the end of the day. But, like, yeah, that was a weird event. You get some really strange people on campus who are often quite fun. Like, she was a real laugh. She was a sweetheart. Had no idea who she was, but she was lovely. Yeah, really sweet. But there was this guy the other day who was slightly weird. I had a presentation due next week, and me and the other girl who's working on it with me decided to go and do some work on it in the student bar. It was, when I say student bar, it's not like a bar. People go there for like just to get some lunch and to watch the football, for example. And quite a few people also go there to study. On this occasion, the football was on TV, and it was really, really crowded. There were like loads of people. And this guy came up to us, and yeah, he was like, "Hey, can I sit here?" And we were like, "Sure," because you know there weren't any other tables available in the bar at that time. So we were just like, "Yeah, why not? Sit down." And we had a bit of a chat. We had a laugh. It was good, but we quite quickly realised that he was very drunk and that he was on his own. And we thought, you know, maybe his friends will show up, because it's not normal for people to just go out and get drunk on their own. I mean, that's normally a fairly bad sign. So we were just like, his friends will show up eventually, you know. And they didn't show up. And we were trying to get this work done. We had been making like really good progress. Like, we were almost done by that point. But he kept butting into our conversation, and he was a forensic scientist. We're studying English literature, and I mean, good on him. Like, well done, congrats on like trying to learn stuff and like trying to like show the knowledge you do have and like expand your horizons and everything. Like, I think that's fantastic. I love people who can just like talk about stuff like that and just kind of, I don't know, engage with something new and different without having much prior experience of it. So I thought that was fantastic, except he didn't really know what he was talking about a huge amount. I mean, we gave him a bit of leeway and everything. But, like, because he was very drunk, he kept trying to hit on us. And whenever we were trying to work, he would say something very kind of martyrish, like, oh, you don't actually want to spend time with me. You're only talking to me to be polite. And every time we were just like, no, of course not. You're, like, a really cool guy. Like, it's nice hanging out with you. And, like, that's not insincere. Like, it was really nice to meet him and everything. Because, you know, Freshers Week is difficult. Like, you don't really meet that many people. And, like, I thought it was really courageous of him to, like, come up and start talking. But, like, he kept trying to hit on us. And I don't know, it's the kind of thing that I would expect in a club, say at 10 o'clock at night or something. That's the right time and place to do it. But you don't walk up to two complete strangers who are clearly trying to work and then start complaining when they continue to work. Because you know exactly what you're getting into when you talk to someone who's trying to work. I mean, all due respect and everything, but they're not exactly gonna, like, sacrifice their grades and time to talk to someone they've just met that day and who is, frankly, slightly on the creepy side. But, I mean, yeah, it just didn't really seem on. And yeah, but, you know, like, when I left, like, he said, can I have your number? And I was just like, sure, I guess, because, you know, he hadn't made many friends, and I felt a bit bad for him kind of, like, sitting there drinking on his own and all. And then I started getting some weird texts. Like, it wasn't even, like, perverted texts or anything like that. It was, like, really weird stuff, like references to films and stuff, like Beam Me Up Scotty and stuff like that, and just a load of drunken babble that I couldn't even read for the life of me. And I was just like, what do I say to this? And it was just so weird. It was like the strangest thing. But yeah, and I saw him the next day, and, like, suddenly he was, I don't know, suddenly he was kind of acting kind of cold. And I was like, hey. He was like, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. If you're so desperate to make friends, then I would have thought that, like, you'd actually bother when somebody actually tries to make an effort with you. But, you know, kind of weird guy. But, like, yeah, you get some really sweet people here as well. Like, yeah, I've found, like, everybody in Canterbury is so much friendlier. Like, from where I lived before, like, yeah, nobody would kind of say hi to you or, like, even make eye contact in the street or anything. And, like, if there weren't any other seats, then they wouldn't sit next to you. They'd just kind of stand up. Like, I think my region was quite antisocial. I don't know. But it's really nice up here having people just, like, be happy to come and, like, say hi to you and all. I think that's fantastic. And, like, yeah. And because I don't think you get that very many places. Like, when I've been to London and stuff before, like, everybody avoids you like hell there. And on the whole, I'd say people are, like, pretty open-minded here as well. Like, again, back in my hometown, like, I I have this friend who, she's got blue hair and it looks awesome. Like, it looked really cool. But, like, yeah, in town, you'd get people shouting stuff like, blue hair! And it's like, congrats, well done, great insult, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, personally, I really like dyed hair. I think it looks really cool. Hence why I don't mind pink. But, yeah, like, up here, everyone, like, if you go out in the street, like, so many people have dyed hair, and it's just amazing kind of doing this, like, hair spotting thing. Like, you get people with, like, blue hair and green tips, and I think that looks amazing. Like, it actually looks fantastic. So, yeah, I guess I've just been kind of keeping an eye out for, like, fashion stuff while I'm up here, because everybody seems, like, really glamorous. And being a bit of a country bumpkin myself, I quite often feel like I don't really dress well enough. I mean, to be honest, like, I'm being slightly sleep deprived lately, not gonna lie. You know, Freshers Week, you go out, you go clubbing, you get drunk, and then when you come back, your head is spinning and then you can't quite fall asleep. Or alternatively, which is the general problem I normally have, is you stay in and you get on your computer and you're scrolling through Tumblr, and then part of your brain's just like, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you should probably sleep sometime soon. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep, yeah. And you're ready to get up from your computer, and then for some reason your body just kind of keeps scrolling. Like, I don't know why that happens. It seems like some kind of a weird psychological phenomenon that you just kind of can't get off the computer when your brain's going, I'm really tired, we should sleep now. And your body's going, nope, not sleeping now, not gonna happen. And then, of course, like, yeah, Tumblr is weirdly addictive, I guess, considering that it's mainly a weird collection of random GIFs, like fandom crap and, like, porn blogs. Like, you're just scrolling through your dash perfectly innocently, and even if you don't follow any, for some reason, a dick will always pop up on your dash. Doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever, there will be a dick on your dash. It just happens. So you're just kind of scrolling through and you're just like, okay, that is a dick. Brilliant. Not really sure what they're trying to achieve by that, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. And then you scroll down a bit more and you're just like, oh, there's a picture of a cat. Oh, that's pretty cute. Oh, there's a dick again. Alright. And, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why it's even so addictive anyway. Like, I mean, like, I've met some really cool people on Tumblr. Like, then, yeah, they're really nice. I mean, I mainly, like, chat about them with, like, kind of nerdy stuff. Like, it's a lot of fun. Like, finding people who have the same interests as you, whether that's, like, Harry Potter or, like, I don't know, slightly weirder fandoms that, like, nobody's actually heard of. Like, I'm personally, probably one of my, like, favourite fandoms is Interview with a Vampire, and, like, virtually nobody's in that. I think there's probably about, like, 50 people in that fandom, and it's a bit sad, kind of. I feel quite lonely in that fandom. So, if you're, like, out there and you like Interview with a Vampire, then please, like, yeah, add me on Tumblr. It's Hey Potter, and that's Potter with a 0 instead of an O. So, yeah, it would be totally cool to meet any of you guys, and likewise, like, yeah, follow me on YouTube, and that would be like really cool to like get talking to you. Like, send me any questions on Tumblr and I'll like fill you in. So like, yeah. In other news in my life, like, yeah, we went to a gay bar called Limes last night, and that was so funny. One of my best friends like got really, really drunk, and like he was like trying to pole dance, but he like got halfway up the pole, and then suddenly we just kind of saw him go, and like he actually passed out in the middle of the pole and just kind of like slid back down again. And so that was pretty funny. My friend made me do it, but I cannot do it for the life of me. Like, I mean, my body strength is pretty good, but I just can't seem to get the hang of it. And like, yeah, so I pretty much just slid to the bottom in slow motion. It did not look good. And then inevitably, as always happens, this girl gets up. She is probably about my height. I'm quite small, 5'3", and she's stunningly gorgeous. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, amazing tattoos and like ginger hair and stuff. But like, she like gets up and gets on the pole and does the most amazing routine you have ever seen. And I just felt like, oh, fuck you, you know? Like, just show me up even more in front of everyone. I mean, but I mean, God, she was fantastic. Like, I'm probably gonna join the Pole Fitness Society at uni, because it's just really fantastic exercise. And like, yeah, I mean, it gets like a lot of bad press, and I guess that's kind of understandable. But like, yeah, in terms of like keeping you strong and healthy, it's really fantastic exercise, and I would love to be able to do something like that. It's just so graceful, and like, oh, it's just an amazing thing to be able to do. So I'd really like to be able to do that. I think it would be a really fun thing to do, and a nice thing to be able to brag about that you could do, you know. So, but I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere fantastic anytime soon, sadly. It's just probably not gonna happen. But I mean, yeah, a lot of my friends are doing it as well, so it would be a nice thing to like, it would be quite social to just go and do that and have a laugh and see some friends and things like that. So yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun, really. I also joined the Harry Potter Society because I am a massive dork, apparently, and I was sorted into Ravenclaw, hence the blue shirt, like, which I'm pretty pleased about, I have to say. Like, yeah, the other people in Ravenclaw are like super nice. Like, you often find that with like the unappreciated houses. Like, Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws are complete sweethearts. Like, honestly, they make friends so well. People from the other houses are like pretty cool, but like, I don't know, slightly more intimidating. Gryffindors, I have noticed, tend to be very loud and slightly scary to talk to at first. Slytherins are pretty cool. I probably get on better with Slytherins than Gryffindors personally, but Hufflepuffs are pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm really rooting for the Hufflepuffs and obviously our house in the University Cup this year. So yeah, I think, yeah, but everyone there seems to be like really good friends and stuff. I think it's like really nice. Like, yeah, it's just, even if it's slightly dorky, just like having that one thing in common really helps you bond, I think. And like, if it's something you're passionate about, then meeting other people who are also passionate about it, it's really amazing, I think. I think it's a really great thing to do. Yeah. So yeah, uni's going pretty good, I think. Yeah. I probably should be spending this time studying, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I've got most of it out of the way. I mean, I've got a lot of reading to do. Like, check this out. Like, got this book and this one and this one to read in this week. And I love reading, which is why I'm doing English literature. I really love reading, but when it comes to critical theory, oh, you can fucking forget it. Like, nope. Not interested in the slightest. But creative writing's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I'm doing it with creative writing. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying that at the moment. We just did a thing, like, on, like, what's called the cave, like, theory or something like that. And that's like when you've got like a major like plot twist in the middle of a book and everything completely changes. So you've got stuff like Fight Club and like Donnie Darko's another one, and yeah, things like that. And like I love that kind of plot device, like anything with a twist I'm a huge fan of. And most of the lesson we just ended up talking about films, because like I can think of more films with that kind of thing than books. But yeah, it gave me some really good ideas for my writing, I think. Like, yeah, I hope I can become a big star like J.K. Rowling at some point. Although I don't know. I haven't really done fantasy so much recently. I might get back into it. Like, I really like the whole thing of like creating another universe and stuff, and like, yeah, I think you can be a lot more creative with the characters as well. But yeah, sorry for rambling on about university, because I know that's not exactly the most exciting topic for the first video. But yeah, I guess it just kind of helps me to unwind a bit and like get used to talking to you guys. So yeah, yeah. I've made a good few friends recently who have a lot in common with me. Like, some people, like, are really cool friends to me, I think. And, like, yeah, you know, like, some people you just kind of click with and you don't really know why, and then you kind of meet other people who you don't really click with so much. But, like, you still make an effort with them. Like, because sometimes it takes a little bit of a while to establish that kind of bond, especially if you're both kind of introverts. Like, I kind of swing from extrovert to introvert a lot of the time, which means that when I'm in a slightly more introverted mood, then it can be more difficult for me to make friends. But, like, yeah, like, when you're both kind of introverts, like, they can be a really cool person, but it sometimes takes a little while to get kind of underneath that shell and just kind of find out what they're really like underneath. And like, I actually think that's a really cool thing though, because like, I think sometimes like meeting people is kind of like, I don't know, unwrapping a Christmas present or something like that. Sometimes like actually getting under that shell is actually, it makes things a lot more exciting and a lot more interesting than perhaps seeing someone as what they are on face value immediately. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's just interesting to meet people and see what they're really like. And with some people you achieve that, and with others you don't really. And they never really open up to you or anything. But yeah, I don't know, I just really love meeting new people, and university's been a fantastic opportunity to be able to do that. And I've actually met some people from like around the rest of the city as well, which is really nice. Like, and the other thing that I've noticed is down where I live in the south, everybody is very, I don't know, like, it's very monocultural, very. And after a while, like, it, I don't know, it's just nice meeting people from other cultures and, like, seeing, like talking to them and seeing how their, like, opinions and stuff are different because of their background. And, like, very often they, like, raise points that you haven't even thought about before, like, and just slight differences as well. Like, I remember, like, one of my friends is Italian, she's from Rome, and yeah, a bunch of us got a Domino's pizza, and, like, the whole time she was like, oh, I'm not gonna eat that, that's disgusting. And then she got quite hungry a bit later, so she took a bite and she was like, okay, that's actually kind of good. It's alright. I mean, it's nothing special, but, like, it's alright. And then, like, we were, like, talking and stuff, and then by the time we turned back to her, she'd, like, eaten the whole pizza. And yeah, so there's just, like, funny little things like that happen from time to time. I mean, like, personally, I'd probably agree that, like, Italian pizza is a lot better, but when you've had a couple of drinks and you just want something kind of stodgy and greasy, like, an American pizza is pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, on the subject of food, me and my parents went and got pancakes today because they came down to visit me, and I had banana and toffee pancakes, and they were the most amazing things. Like, I think they're probably one of my favorite foods. Yeah, I've kind of been eating really badly recently, probably because I'm away from home and, like, you know, can't be asked to cook, which normally means that I've ended up surviving on cereal or just not eating for, like, 2 days because effort to cook. But yeah, like, yeah, I guess I've been also kind of avoiding the kitchen because student kitchens are not pleasant in the slightest. They're really gross, and I'm trying to put off doing anything for as long as is physically possible. But yeah, yeah, so on a concluding note, I'm sorry to have rambled at you. Like, yeah, you probably aren't interested in, like, half this stuff, but, like, I don't know, just establishing a bond with you guys, I guess. Like, send me some questions on Tumblr or whatever, or on my mail on here, because, like, that would be really cool. I'd love to get talking to you guys. And yeah, so take care, and I'll talk to you later.